What time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah.
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, who wants a treat, yeah. Keep listening.
You don't want a treat, do you, Marge? That's not true, is it? No, it doesn't look like it. So, thank goodness. We're going to be running out of treats here. Welcome to the Hump Day edition of your show. My name is Gary. I hope you're having a great little Wednesday. If you're watching us live on the YouTubes, as I've said before, I'm pretty sure we're the only live YouTube show going at 4 o'clock, Monday to Friday. So thank you for being a part of it. It always means the world. And, I thought you said Maggie, but yes, we have our guest ready to roll. Before we get there, it is time to pay those bills. And thank goodness we got Marge in the house, because the Maggie Cam is red hot right now. People come for the Maggie Cam, they stay for the Maggie Cam. And here's the proof. There she is, my beautiful Marge, our beautiful Margaret, right there. The Maggie Cam for our best pals over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. Mike, Rochelle, Kirsten, Chris, and Shar, always ready to make your day every single time you walk in there. I'm going by tomorrow, as Maggie is now dating Leroy from Pet Planet. They're like, probably, if there was a puppy high school, they would definitely be the, what's it called, couple of the year? The prom king and queen? What do you call those things? That? Okay. It's not very fun. I thought there was like a special name for it. Anyways, the hottest couple going, Leroy and Margaret. So they're going to be reunited tomorrow at Pet Planet. And we always thank you for that. On the show today, oh boy, we got some really good stuff. There's a big anniversary if you're a wrestling fan. I'm putting a star beside that right now so we do not forget. We're going to play you the video of the big moment that everyone remembers on this day each and every year. So that's going to be fun. And I also associate it with my friend Pleather Heather, who has a birthday today. Happy birthday, girl. I love you. I sent you a text. I hope all is well. And got to get you by for some tea very, very soon. Speaking of tea, I don't know if our next guest here to kick off the show was drinking any of that Gary's Good tea or Gary's Good lemonade, because he was a little loopy this afternoon, but he joins the show all the time. We love him. Fresh from a hospital visit, give it up for Coach Mazer on the Zoom. There he is. Yes. Our first ever guest live from a hospital bed. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing really good, bud. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Now, what kind of drugs they got you on? Everyone was commenting about the picture you sent to the group chat saying, oh, it looks like he's on some good stuff.
I don't know. I think I've heard fentanyl been rumored around, but I don't think I'm on that.
Yeah, I think you'd be way more looped out. You wouldn't be able to link up at all. What's the thread count in that gown there? Is that comfy?
Yeah, it's actually pretty comfy. It's good.
It looks comfy. So what are you doing there, man? Is this like, I keep saying, like, I'm so worried about you. You're like, oh, no, it's just a little visit. Was there, like, wisdom teeth involved? Was there anything removed from your body? What's going on?
No, yeah, like I told you, testicles were going to be the best metal singer of all time. So that's what I'm shooting for.
Well, that's good. So did you get to...
What is that, FUBAR 2?
Yes, exactly. Was it Diener? And that's how he hits the high note in Boston's More Than a Feeling.
No, I might have to go at any time here because I haven't been discharged yet. No, what I had, Gary, was a procedure called a catheter ablation on my old heart. I have I had one before. I had SVT. I've been battling SVT for the past 2 years. Yes, so I've been on some meds, like some beta blockers and stuff to try and control that. And then it was good the first time. But then about 5 months in, after I returned from Mexico, if you remember, I was in Mexico then.
I do. You had some wild stories for a guy who doesn't drink in Mexico. I'll tell you that.
Not that wild, but no, that night I went to sleep and I woke up in the middle of the night and I just didn't feel right. and it wasn't atrial fibrillation, it was an atrial flutter that I've had. So since that day, no drugs that I've been on have been able to solve that problem. It's just been fluctuating from 144 beats per minute to about to 45, just crazy, like sometimes normal, but sometimes an extra beat. So if yeah, and then being sick on top of that also didn't help with my focus or anything like that. So one option was cardioversion, which is you get paddled and you get your heart reset and you give her, or my cardiologist thought that that's like a huge procedure to get involved and do that, and it's not a guarantee. And there was an opening to get another ablation done. So that's what I did this morning. I came in, my wife dropped me off at 6 a.m, and I go down there, and they have a catheter, a couple of them that go up through your big veins in your groin, all the way up into your heart, and then they zap some stuff shut, and then they give you some nice juice through your arm that is nice and cold, and then you go away for a little bit, and then you wake up, and they're saying and then you're like, oh, I wonder what they're hemming about, and then all of a sudden you feel a cold touch on your arm again, and you're gone. And then you wake up, and it's like, oh, success. I was like, yeah, success.
Yeah, we love success. And we walked into this situation, making light of it. And I was actually aware of how serious this was for you, because whenever we go shopping, as we were trying to build this dream in this beautiful studio, we'd walk from the truck into like a Home Depot, and you had your timer on your watch thing that would let you know how fast your heart's going. And you look at it, go, is this bad? And it's like 170 or something. Like, man, we just walked like 10 steps. So I was worried, but it's nice to know that they are on top of this. So shout out to all the people that are taking care of you. Yeah.
Yeah, the nurses are great, and they I wasn't able to push your show that much because they're all business, you know what I mean? I was just like, oh, you should watch Gary Nick. Oh no, what? Now we're doing this, you know what I mean? And then they say, hey, your ass is hanging out of your robe. You should tie it in the back and stuff like that. And I just straight business. But no, they're pretty fun. Everyone at the hospital is usually keen for a fun time. So it's usually pretty decent time, actually.
And for someone to say that while lying in a bed at a hospital, I had a visit to the hospital there a couple days ago, or I guess yesterday, and just visiting. And it's so crazy in there, as again, hospitals get really busy, especially when flus are going around and all that. So to hear a positive story come out of that makes me so damn happy. And I'm also so damn proud of you for wearing your hat still on this little visit to the show. It looks great.
Yeah, you gotta represent. I'm a coach, so I always wear my bucket. So I'm representing
Ooh, there they are. That's your team.
Martinsville Marauder bucket that we got as a gift from all the kids. Louis' team that I coached. All the coaches got this sweet bucket. So,
and that might be a little teaser into some of the merch we might be getting into soon, as that sort of might be a template or a model for something for your show.
I'm gonna go backwards again there, but so yeah. Well,
okay. Did you
get disappear?
No, you're here. Did you get to watch any sports in there? They got you a TV?
No TV. No. You know what I did though, Gary? And I sent it to you on one of the chat groups we were on, the what would Vladdy do chat group, the Blue Jays one, but you're probably too busy to look.
Yeah.
But while I was bored, I made the all-time best MLB lineup with first names that start with the same name that my name starts with, R. So here we go. You ready for this?
I've never been more ready for anything in my life.
All right, bud. So I might have missed a few names, but if using only the first letter of your first name, the best possible all-time MLB lineup, and here's mine. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, starting in left field and leading off is Ricky Henderson.
So good. You already win.
Okay, batting in the 2 spot, playing right field is Roberto Clemente.
That's a name. That's a great throwback. Love Roberto Clemente.
Playing second base, batting third in the all R lineup is Ryan Sandberg.
From Bases Loaded 3. Love that game.
Versus it. Hidden DH, and not from the Naked Gun version, but the Mr. October version, Reggie Jackson.
Yes. Mr. October.
And then we got catching Russell Martin, Mr. Canada.
Captain Canada right there. Love him.
And then playing third base is Robin Yount.
Wow. Milwaukee Brewer legend, I believe.
Yeah, I might have skipped over a few, but you'll see they're on the bench. Don't worry.
Okay.
Playing center field, we have Reggie Smith.
Reggie Smith. Tell me more about Reggie Smith.
Don't know. I was just looking up some WAR stats, and he came up as the best possible center fielder. So,
okay, I like this team.
Shortstop is Rafael Furcal. Not very strong shortstop contingency there. Okay. So then on the bench we got Robin Ventura, Ronald Acuna Jr., Robinson Cano, Roger Maris, and Roberto Alomar. Even though we don't like him because he does stupid stuff. I have a funny Roberto Alomar story, Gary.
Oh, let's hear it.
So I was at the Kinsman Sports. No, not the Kinsman Sports dinner. It was the fundraiser for Going Yard, I believe, or no, the Gordie Howe Sportsplex.
Yeah.
And Roberto Alomar was there. And then some ignorant guy got up and took the mic, and he says, "What's with all Latino ball players being lazy?"
Whoa.
He says this in front of everybody. And then I got up afterwards and I apologized to the entire room and to Roberto Alomar and his dad, Sandy Alomar. And I was just like, "I'm so sorry. Not everybody in Saskatchewan's a big loser. This guy's had too much to drink and he's the dumbest guy in the world." But unfortunately for me, some people in the room saw me leave the microphone. So they thought it was me. And the most heartbreaking one that thought it was me, Gary, was Monty from high school.
No, our sweet Monty, the trainer. Yeah, I love Monty.
That's and he would not talk to me for the rest of the night. I'm like, "Monty," and I go to give him a hug and he turned away. And then I found out like maybe 6 months later, he ran into my brother at a sports store and he's like, "I'm still mad at your brother, Ryan." And then my brother broke it to him and said, "Hey, it wasn't him that said that ignorant comment." And then Monty saw me again and he forgave me, even though I didn't know he was mad at me. Really, I was confused.
I was really hoping that story.
Now back to business here.
Yes,
starting
pitching
pitcher,
staff. Yes,
Randy Johnson.
Obviously.
We got our closer is Raleigh Fingers.
See, that's my dude. And anyone who knows Maze at all knows that he was the hottest of his life when he had the Raleigh Fingers mustache.
I have a good picture of myself with Raleigh Finger mustache.
Amazing. I'm trying to make one right now.
Our setup guy, he was a bit of a closer too, but it's Roberto Hernandez.
Yeah, I'll give it.
Another closer we have in the pen, because I started, I had to go have an ablation on my heart, so I didn't have much time, so I had to kind of finish what I was doing here.
There's a good reason. That's it.
Is Raphael Betancourt.
I know him.
And then closing out the pen, I have Ryan Dempster, Rick Rochelle, and Ron Gilrape.
Interesting.
You'd have to research those names.
I was going to say, I know most of them.
Technically starters, but short period of time in the pen. And then finishing our rotation, we got Roger Clemens.
Yeah, I was going to say that would have been my starter, but
over Randy Johnson.
Yeah, that's a good point. No, 1 and 1A.
Randy Johnson, man.
Yeah. No,
Roy Halladay.
Yeah, Doc. Love Doc.
R.A. Dickey.
Yeah, knuckleballing.
And then we got Robbie Ray closing out the team there.
Cy Young Award winner, Robbie Ray.
So that's it, bud.
That's great.
So I sent that to the group. I was hoping you'd have a time to look at it, but
well, if you would have
there
told
we go.
Me to
so that's what you do to keep yourself entertained when there's no TV in hospitals and you're waiting for someone to go zap your heart.
Yeah,
with low fire.
I was wondering what we were going to talk about as I right before we went on air. I was like, is this guy going to even be able to talk? So I was a little bit worried. But boy, oh boy, that's a really fun thing. So if anyone else wants to submit their lineups with the starters on their team for baseball that start with the first letter of their name, feel free to let us know and hit us up on all those socials.
I will drop a little PSA there, Gary. A lot of people go through life not knowing if they have atrial flutter or atrial fibrillation, or any slight issues with their heart, and a lot of it can go undetected, and a lot of it's not a big deal. But some of it can lead to stroke, it can lead to heart attack. So I recognized that I had an issue, and I got checked out, and then hopefully we're fixing it. So
I'm very proud of you for doing that.
in here, takes a while to get in here to get it fixed, but there is meds and stuff that can help you control all that stuff. I can't hear you.
To do, be like Maze and get yourself checked out if you ever have any questions about the ticker and all the stuff that goes on in there.
I missed half of what you said, but yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed that you don't have your hair the way you did yesterday.
It only lasts one day. That's the problem, is like the flow leaves and then you don't got
No,
much
you need
left.
Okay, we need to go shopping,
Yep.
thrift store shopping still, because we still need to find an overall trophy for all of our Your Show champion
Yes.
stuff. And then we also need to find like a discount hair crimper so you can just crimp your hair every morning.
I like that. What do you think of my Raleigh Fingers stash?
You did really good for doing it in the moment.
Just in the, I feel like it's only going on, like this side ain't going like this one. This one's really going to the party. This one's like, I don't know.
You need some grease.
Yeah, maybe next time bring me some of your Raleigh Fingers signature mustache wax and we can really get this thing taken off.
I might grow a mustache. My wife's here with me. Should I grow a mustache? She said yes.
Sarah, thank you so much. Again, I'm so happy she's there with you too. I'd hate for you to be alone, so that's fantastic. I tell you all the time, you got the best wife on earth, man, so make sure you're real nice to her, which I know you always are.
Yeah, she said no to the mustache.
Oh, I take it all back.
Yeah.
Let the man grow a stash. You know what I'm going to do right now, Mace, for you? And this might win Sarah over too. I got a guy coming up right away here who might have some mustache wax for us.
Sweet. What does he do?
Well, you'll see. Tune in to find out. We're going to let you get back to healing, be better, and have all the fun you can have in that hospital bed. Say hi to everyone there and thank them all from us for taking care of you. And I'll check in with you again tomorrow, and hopefully you'll be back home and we'll be good.
See you later.
Love you, bud. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Mazer! Woo! How often do you think we, or any show, I guess, has people live from their hospital bed after a cathartial aorta snake up the groin? I think that's the medical term. Either way, shout out to Coach Maze. It takes a very special man to be able to do what that guy just did, so that is a lot of fun. And speaking of very special men, I heard the door open, and I feel like he's here. If I look around the corner, not the special man I was thinking of, but oh, I love this one too. You're going to come on at the end. I got a reason for you to come on there, sir, so don't you worry. In the meantime, we have, and the guy I was talking about with the Raleigh Fingers wax, he goes by the name of Uncle Mike. And if you know Uncle Mike at all, you know about his all-natural products. And you know how he has something. Maybe he'll even bring something in that I can do this with to get the full effect of the Raleigh Fingers mustache. Because Uncle Mike has been a mainstay in this city forever when it comes to his all-natural products and how amazing they are. And I've been lucky enough to know him pretty much my whole life, going all the way back. And he's always been such a great friend, and we are all about helping great friends. So he's going to stop by here soon, and I told him to bring some stuff for us to show off, and I'm hoping it's going to be some mustache wax. In the meantime, I really, really, really want to talk about the citywide food drive going on that starts today, and it goes over the next month, I guess, of May with the food bank here in Saskatoon. as Deb and Lori are good friends over there. Love them so much. Are always putting the call out to you. And back at the old place, we'd get them on all the time and talk about the importance of this citywide food drive and the food bank and learning center here in Saskatoon. So just a little reminder for you, that is up and running today, and it's going the entire month. So if you have any food sitting around, man, every little bit helps, and the stats every year get worse and worse and worse. And I know it's easy to talk about, but when you're out and doing events with the food bank and you're getting these stats that are growing, and not in the good way, growing as in more people using it more than ever, as in like the number of kids alone in a month that use the food bank would just blow your mind. So I talked to Deb earlier, and she's going to get me a full-on statistics package so I can let you know exactly what's going on and why we need to help now and the importance of all this. So that will be coming up in the next, hopefully, couple days, as I was also hoping to get Deb or Lori O'Connor, again, my favorite people in the world, in here and talking about it as this show continues to grow. Do you guys think we should run that Twitter video that I had sent to you? Is that something you want to do? All right, so on this day, years and years ago, look at that man right there. That is the great Scott Steiner. Now, Scott Steiner is very good at math, and if you don't know it, here is the proof. Again, this happened years ago, but it gets played every time on this day, every year, because it's one of the greatest things ever in wrestling. And it also reminds me about how if I were to do math, this is exactly how it would go as well. So go ahead, boys, and give that a little run here. If we can, is there a sound button? Nope. Yeah, it's going to be hard for it to go. Yeah. So, okay. No, well, maybe give it a go. We'll see how bad it is. Give it a little test to make sure our sound's still.
You look at me, you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement has got you. Normally, if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning.
That's good.
But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beat me. And you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chance of winning drastically go down. With a three-way and sacrifice, you got a 33 and third chance of winning. But
look at them trying to figure it out.
I got 141 and 2/3 chance of winning at sacrifice. The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at sacrifice.
That's it. So again, that worked pretty good. Like, as long as I had like music in the background, it's sort of done. I could hear it. The numbers are all that's important there. 33%, 25%, 133% chance of this and that. That promo gets played all the time. So this is the anniversary of that. And whenever you hear someone say, dude, you're doing Steiner math right now, that's what they're talking about. Scott Steiner, the genetic freak, doing math on this day years and years ago and still getting reminded every day. So that's a little anniversary for us to celebrate. And I just wanted to make sure, like, I understand the audio wasn't the best, but that was still better than when we have music behind it. Then it goes wonky wonk. So this is one of those times where most people say, you can't do that. You're putting out low quality stuff. And I always say, it's not low quality, it's real. That's real life stuff. When you have issues with stuff like this, you work through them, including the audio stuff. So as we move forward, the audio will continue to get better. And in the meantime, we're going to still play those videos because they are very important for us to play. I thought that was good. No, you hate it, hey? That's the problem with surrounding yourself with perfectionists.
It sounded like it was in a tin can.
That's well, trust me, the audio. Whoa! Whoa! Man, you can always spot the audio guys, eh? Jeez, it wasn't that bad.
Yes, it was.
Oh, I guess we'll never play audio again. Like, how is that? How is that a good way to go? I just love how it's not polished here. It's never polished because it's real, and this is what some people call a risk of going live, and I call it the advantage of going live. Because being perfect, as you know, if you consume media anywhere nowadays, it's all the same because everyone wants to be perfect. How do you stand out? Be real.
Yeah, but that's not even perfection. That's just
Hey, you heard the math. You heard the math there, barely in a tin can. I'm not even going to say what you said, but it's there, and it was very good math. Sports recap, Blades, Warriors. Our man Croker was out in Moose Jaw last night, and he was in the house as it was not the outcome you wanted if you're in Saskatoon, but a hell of an outcome if you're in Moose Jaw. As the Warriors taking a 2-1 lead in the best-of-7 series in the third round of the Eastern Division Finals, I guess it is. They got 4 rounds, and then you're in the Mem Cup, so they got one more to go after this. 2-1 Moose Jaw. And it's another hard-fought game. And this series, I don't think anyone expected it to be this close. At the same time, we knew it was going to be depth versus like superstar line one. And that depth for the Blades is they're still waiting for it to come around, it feels like. At the same time, it's the playoffs, man. The playoffs. Everything's different in the playoffs. The pressure's higher. You know, all those little things get to you more. Momentum is huge. Whether you like it or not, that's like an actual thing. So the Blades looking to get back into it as they will get going. I believe it's Friday night for game 4. 2-1 Moose Jaw Warriors. They will have Croker in again to get us all set up, as he's not just become our like Blades analyst, but he's basically our man out in the community. You know, like he does work for Creator Aid. And again, hello to all of our friends at Creator Aid. We love you guys. We're always here for you. Anything you need, let us know. But he's also such a good dude when it comes to figuring out the best golf course here, or the best donuts, or the best wings, or the best pizza, or you just want to hang out with a really good guy. That's our guy. And we talk about how him and I have sort of joined forces because we both just love people and want the world to be better. And that shows up all the time in his stuff. So again, shout out to him for making the trip last night with his lovely wife, Brendan, as it was, again, not the outcome you wanted, but still a darn good game. What's that? You being funny again? Yeah, of course. Don't be mean. We don't like that. Bruins Leafs. The curse continues as everyone says, no Austin Matthews. That means the Leafs are done. And then all they did was take it to overtime and win without their best player. And if you're a Bruins fan, you don't want to talk about it because it's frustrating. The big thing, the big takeaway that I was feeling today as I was, doing my homework and watching all of the analysts, the old guys talking, as a lot of people say. They're all saying, oh, Leafs are going to win it now. Leafs are taking it in 7. Leafs are taking it in 7. Leafs. Come on, man. You know how good this Bruins team is. You know how much the Leafs love to lose. Even if it does go to a Game 7, they're not going to win a Game 7 because they can't win a Game 7 against the Bruins. There's going to be no curse here for Boston. There's going to be no demon's exercise for Toronto. And just know that now 3-2, the Bruins lead the Leafs. It may go 6, but it ain't going 7. So everyone in Toronto who says, oh, that's all they needed was to win without... Nah, save it. Save it, bro. That's jabroni talk. We don't need that around here. So go Bruins, go. Sorry, Uncle Kev, my dude. Every time the Leafs win, though, I always put a little bit of love into my Uncle Kev, one of the biggest Leaf fans I know. You got one. That's good. Like, we're talking like the war, like the line being drawn in between is like we don't text with Uncle Kev during the series. Whenever the Bruins and Leafs play, sorry, we're just not talking to him. So I'm always thinking of you, buddy. He's my Star Wars man, too. So I believe I used a term for how I was feeling the other day after I was having some issues. I felt like Anakin Skywalker after his duel with Obi-Wan on Mustafar, where he got burned up. That's sort of how the body was feeling. So hopefully you like that analogy. I've had a bunch of questions come in about who is the guy that does your website stuff? Who is the guy that's making all of these incredible headers down there, like the Commander Cookout podcast header? Love that show. Check it out. Who is this guy? This Royal Andy. We've heard him on the radio numerous times. You know his voice, but who is the man behind the voice? And as a show for the people, by the people, who the hell are we to not show this man off a little bit? He's very, would you say timid? He's a timid guy. He doesn't like to come on. He said, there has to be a reason if I'm going to come on, because I don't just want to be like, hey, here I am. So that reason has been the demand to take in all that is Royal Anders. And he walked in here not too long ago. He's looking at me. He's fresh off of a lovely trip to Vancouver. You don't have to come up. You don't have to. I'm just letting you know that the option is there if you just want to say hi, because we had the young guns on. And Noah's going to get up here soon. We're going to have him on camera. Again, LB and Ethan took over the show yesterday. That was amazing, except for the whole religious and politician opening they had. You know, I can't win them all, but it helped us, again, accentuate the fact that we're not about that stuff here. So I was just putting the call out to see if he would like to come up and just say hello. Oh, it looks like he's moving. It looks like he's ready. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Royal Anders as he runs into... Don't worry, man, we're live. It's all good. No one's going to judge you. It's fine. No, just come and hang out for a bit. I do. I totally do. How are you, buddy?
Oh, good. I just got a bit of a sugar rush going after filling my face with all that candy.
How many did you eat? What's your candy count at?
There was about 8, and they were a mixture of cola bottles of various flavors.
The cola bottles. I like that. So I just wanted to thank you on camera for all that you do around here. You are like my emotional support, Anders. Anytime I have any problems, you're always here to help. And I take you to all these events where I cry at now because I'm super openly empathetic of every single thing that happens. I just feel it into my soul. So, including the Fire in the Kitchen cook-off. About the 4th time I was crying, your lovely wife Amelia was giving me Kleenex, and you were like cuddling me. It's okay, man.
Yeah.
So I call you my emotional support, Anders. I just want to first of all thank you for coming in here and coming on the show, because I know it's like hard for you to do stuff like this, because you're not a guy that wants to be in front of the camera, and neither am I. But you know, it's stuff we got to do, and if we're showing off these guys, we got to show you off, because these overlays that you do and all this cool stuff that everyone's seeing, it's so cool. I remember the first time you sent me that one, like the rainbow and like all the color and the Euro show stuff, and I was just losing it. Like, this is so unbelievable. How do you do this stuff? So, first off, thank you.
You're very welcome.
And second off, I want to know, how was your trip?
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah.
First time to Vancouver.
And that's why I want to know, what did you do there? We won't talk about the work stuff. Like, did you get out at all, or did you do anything fun?
I think I saw like a 500-meter radius from the convention center.
So no.
So nothing.
So
really.
no, nothing fun was done.
Yeah. I went out for some dinner. Got some
There you
sushi. You know.
I saw your view. The view from your hotel room was unbelievable.
Yeah, I was blown away by it. I don't know. They must have given me the wrong room.
Sorry, sir. This is the owner's room,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
owner's suite. So you didn't get out much in Vancouver, and you did do a lot of work. Now, as we move forward with this whole thing, and I'm talking about these businesses that are coming in and these little banners that we put on, how hard is it for people to get those banners into us and get them on the air?
I think they would just have to come to the website, dufferinave.com, and
It's a pretty darn good website,
exactly.
I'll tell you that much.
Hit up the contact form and
Yes.
get in touch, because we can make it happen for sure.
Yes, and when people, watch this and they say, I wonder what it would take to sort of get in there and get in and get on and become a part of this team. We've purposely made it incredibly affordable, because we say it all the time, no one's here to get rich. Everyone's just here to be comfortable while we make our way through it. And you were sort of a big part of that as we grew together with this whole thing. And I just wanted to basically ask you, like, are you feeling as much love as I'm feeling every time you walk in here? Are you feeling this thing growing and this
for
thing
sure.
taking off?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, ever since you had the initial concept, and I was like, this is amazing. And then you come back 2 weeks later, and I was like, what, you built like, huh? What? Where did all this come from? And it's just blown up since then, and I feel like it's just, building up steam as it goes. It's awesome.
The reason I bring that up is because whether you like it or not, you are an absolutely huge part of that. And you're like me. We always say it's not about us. It's not about us. But if nobody gives you credit, then at some point deep down, you gotta be like, well, you know, do people even care about what I do? And I just wanted you to know how much you're loved and how much we appreciate you around here. And just wanted to put a face to the Royal Anders because you were a character at the old place on the radio. And again, shout out to everyone at the old place. Love you guys so much, forever and always.
Yeah.
So cool. Just going from that and being this, you know, majestic British gentleman voice to come to this and for us to reconnect. That's the other big thing this project has helped me do personally, is reconnect with all of my old friends who I love and appreciate so much. Like, we were always best friends. And then, you know, when you left and then when I left, it sort of went away. And once I found sort of an opening to make it so, like, man, we can be bros again. I'm so happy you answered the door and let me in, because it's just to have a true friend like you to be along for a ride like this. I'm forever grateful for all of it. And I just want to thank you, man. I just want to let you know that we all love you here, and especially because, again, as a lot of people know, besides my crutch, I gotta get off the again crutch, you guys. Jeez. As a lot of people know, everyone has real jobs. This is just a little, you know, it's a little passion project that everyone's sort of a part of. So having to be able to do your real job to the full ability that you have to do, and no one does it better, by the way, than you. Like, anything you ever do for us is never gets involved with, it never gets in the way of family or work or anything. So you're doing it absolutely the correct way for someone who has a job and, you know, doesn't commit 1,000,000% because they can't. And I know how hard it is for people sometimes. So I just want to let you know that every single time I reach out to you, you're always there, and I'm just so thankful for that.
Oh, thank you. The pleasure's all mine, Gary. Yeah, no, it really has been. And like you're saying about the old place, when I left, there was probably a 3-year break where I was kind of in the dark, and I was like just trying to figure stuff out, to know. And then you reached out, and we've been back on great friends ever since.
Man.
And it's been amazing. So
and you
thank you for doing that.
Well, you talk about the dark place, and when I talk about Royal Anders and I talk about these THC updates, like, he's the one that's pushing me to do it, because I'm always at the point where, like, no one wants to hear about my, you know, crappy stuff going on and my struggles and all this, and you're a constant reminder that you're not the only one, and that's such a good thing to remember. You're never the only one going through it, and if you have a chance to help other people out, you got to take it.
For sure. And I think there's still a lot of stigma around it, so people don't really talk about it. And it needs somebody to, you know, basically have a pair to speak up and say something about it.
Coach Mazer, another great example of that. Like, he's got a little thing where it doesn't really feel all that good, and most of us would just push it down and be like, oh, I'm a man, I don't got to do any of that stuff, blah, 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 until something really, really bad happens. And then you're like, why didn't I do that? And so if we can get ahead of those sort of dark moments, we can keep things in the light, which is what it's all about.
Definitely, yeah.
I love you so much, man. Thank
Cheers,
you for
man.
coming up.
Thank
and,
you.
saying hi and letting everyone know a little bit about you, because I know it's really hard for you again to get on camera. I just also know the importance of everyone understanding how amazing everyone is here as they continue to get ready and to join the team. Have you ever tried to put up the dufferinav.com?
Ooh, I could try though. Yeah.
You want to get in there?
Yeah.
This
see?
is the
Oh, I'm a bit
website
high,
it's talking
a
about.
bit
What about there?
Yeah,
Teamwork,
Hey, I got that.
dufferinav.com. Go
Yeah.
there. This guy, he helped make this. Well, he did make that right there. And can we knuckle it out underneath? Ah, that is cool.
Am I allowed to shout out to anybody?
Always. That was going to be my last question. Who you want to say hi to?
I just got to shout out to the wonderful Amelia. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to be here today, hanging out with you. So
That's so true.
thank you for staying at home and looking after the kids and
You don't want to
doing
show
all that amazing stuff.
You don't want to show out the kids, just your wife?
Yeah, they get enough.
That's fair. And we love your entire family, and I'm still waiting to cash in my dinner that you guys promised me.
We'd love to have you over.
Have we
so
ever-
we need to figure it out.
Yeah, we got to
Definitely.
figure out what I want. And I wanted to do the specialty, but I didn't want to get too specialty because you had some pretty crazy dinners over there that we won't get into. I just want you all to know over there at the Royal Anders Castle that I will be over soon, and we're going to have a lovely evening. Thanks,
Awesome.
buddy.
Thank you, man.
Get up for Royal Anders. There it is. So good, so good, so good. Yeah, you can head out that way. It's all good. Maggie Cam, again, for our friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. Mike, Rochelle, Kirsten, Chris, and Shar. The best team going whenever it's Maggie Cam time. We always get to give them a shout out and acknowledge how amazing they are. Pet Planet on 8th Street, man. You got to go by, check them out. You will have an amazing time. Nobody commented on my Christmas pants again. This is like the second time I've ever worn them on the show. Yesterday I rolled in with a perm and no one commented. I'm starting to feel like I could just do the show naked and no one would notice. Just want to put that vibe out there, to use a Brixie term. Ugh, I feel so dirty when I say it too. So, DufferinAve.com. We have audio. We have audio stuff from the Spreaker, or from the Spotify's and the podcast shows. I don't know where they are. Anywhere you find your audio podcasts, you will find DufferinAve.com. No, I got to work better on promoting this. If you Google it, you can find the audio versions. If, say, you're a mailman walking around, you want to listen to this show while you're going and you don't want to have the YouTubes open, we got that ready for you at DufferinAve.com. We also have that button where you can become a creator with us, not just an advertiser or a sponsor, but a creator. And I've been talking with some people who want to come on board. And I'm just making sure, I said, we want to get you on here too. It's not just you sign on, then we talk about you. When you sign on here, you're a part of this team, and you come in here and tell us what you're all about. And we get to have a conversation, and we get to sit down and talk about all this cool stuff that we're doing. You can find all the links there at that website that Royal Anders and I were just showing off. Okay, we got that out of the way. Now, we are waiting for Uncle Mike, and that's why I'm checking the phone here, because he said he's going to be a little late, and that's okay, because we're going to wait for him until he's here, and it should be hopefully soon. And if we don't get to him today, we'll get to him tomorrow, because that's what we do here. Support local businesses like Broadway Shoe Repair. Cousin Jeffrey over there at the Broadway Shoe Repair, I told him to grab some of his sexiest Birks, bring him in, and we'll have a fashion show. We'll have a Broadway Shoe Repair fashion show. How fun would that be? You know? So these local businesses that we've always been connected to, because they're all our friends, this is the time to start pushing it, start promoting it, and to get on board and have a whole lot of fun. Drummer lawyer from One Bad Son, the great Kurt Dahl, he's going to be stopping by tomorrow as we get closer and closer to the One Bad Son podcast, or One Bad Podcast. Not sure what we're going to officially name it yet. And we'll talk about that, but he is also a lawyer, and a very good lawyer. And we like to say, like, one of the official lawyers of this show. The other one being the great Robert Goodtimes from the House of Goodtimes. Bobby Goodtimes, if you will. Also known as the Velvet Fog, if you're into local karaoke scenes. The dude destroys the karaoke, which I think might lead us to a Bobby Goodtimes karaoke extravaganza around here. How hard would it be to get karaoke going? As I ask LB here, he's thinking. He didn't like the idea, though. He doesn't like the idea.
I just don't personally like karaoke.
Well, you don't have to do it. Just because you got a golden voice doesn't mean we're going to use it all the time. We'll leave it for the Velvet Fog, man. Okay, maybe we'll have the Bobby Goodtimes Velvet Fog karaoke extravaganza. Bobby, I know you're watching. He always watches the beautiful son, Jack. Hi, buddy. And his lovely wife, Callie. So that will be a lot of fun if we can make that happen. The Oilers on the ice tonight. Maze was joking. He's like, why did we say the Oilers were playing last night when they weren't? And that was all my fault, because I just saw 3 teams from Canada playing, and it turned out that Edmonton wasn't one of them. It was Vancouver, who lost. Nashville, I think everyone's starting to realize Vancouver might be in trouble with that third-string goalie they got. Winnipeg, I'm so sorry to all the Jets fans out there. Man, you want to talk about coming in hot and then just that last 4, like, they had the goalie pulled for the last 4 minutes. And so many chances. But Colorado is just so unbelievably good that it's just, you know, they couldn't quite pull it off. And they had such a great season, so there's nothing to shake a stick at, right? Like, Winnipeg, you'll be great. Don't you worry. We got you. But they, unfortunately, have been eliminated as Colorado moves on. So the Oilers, Kings tonight. Oilers looking to finish off those Kings. And we will see how that all goes. Here he is. We've been waiting for you, brother. Come on up. This dude, I was talking about how far back we go and how much I love this man. And yet here he is. Come on around. Yeah, there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been promoting you the whole time, so I don't even have to introduce him anymore, but you know him from his all-natural products. Give it up for Uncle Mike! Yeah! Look at this. Dude, I think your beard has grown since the last time I saw you.
It probably has. Actually, I just got it trimmed yesterday.
See, now, I've been thinking about the trim, and I'm always scared that the next trim I do, it's never going to grow that long again.
Every time I go, that's what I tell her. I'm like, I feel like baby beard, even though I even though I don't get much off because I want to keep the length.
We're all about keeping that
But
length and the girth.
it's a scary time.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
they say it's about the girth.
I'm
I-
happy.
you know.
I'm happy it's not just me that goes through that, because
No.
I would consider you a beard expert, and if you're also worried about that, then I feel a little more justified in my worry.
Expert might be a
Dude,
a
you've been
large
making
word,
all
but-
natural products for beards. Like my entire bathroom is just all natural products from you. And it's like the beard oils, you got the soaps, you got everything. And now, as we move forward, before we even get in that, how are you, buddy?
Good.
I love that. Get in here. Get right in here.
Sorry, I'm running late.
No, don't worry. You're not late at all. See,
okay,
the beauty
good.
of this whole show, and we say it all the time, there is no late here. Like if
Okay.
if you're going to come by, you can come by. We can talk. Like I already had my man Roy Landers on. I was talking with Ethan and our boy Noah in here. We got all these producers going. LB's been floor directing over there. We can always fill time here because there's no one to tell us you can't do that.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's the beauty, right?
As a guy who-
working for yourself.
As a
you
guy
know?
who's been doing it for a while, that's probably the
that's true.
biggest perk, right?
I'm gonna get comfortable here.
There he
if you don't
goes.
mind me.
Absolutely. So how have you been? How's business over at Uncle Mike's?
Good.
Yeah.
Just chugging away. We're 2 years into our new shop
So
up
good.
on Quebec.
Yes.
And really just reason to move and just more production space, So
That's always it's always way better when it's for that reason, right?
yeah,
It's not
and
like
I
that
mean,
to do
I mean
something
that
else, yeah.
comes with its ups and downs as well, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you get a more space, a larger space. Obviously, that comes with higher
More work.
expenses and
And
more
high
work to get it
expenses,
ready
yeah.
and all that stuff. So, but it's good. I can't complain. I don't know what the hell else I would do at this point.
That's sort of what I'm feeling like with this
right?
place.
Yeah, you just gotta do it. You just
You build
keep,
it, you got to do it.
just keep chugging away. So yeah, we're kind of coming out of, obviously it's daily use products kind of thing that people are using every day, but you still kind of fall into that that slow time, that retail slow time coming after Christmas, the beginning of the year, it starts off a little slower, and then you get your momentum going again. The spring hits, and people are stinky again, and I don't know. I guess I stink all year round, but
And that's another thing that people don't know about Uncle Mike and his incredible all natural products is you test these things on yourself, right? You and your wife, you're like, what about this one?
that's right.
What about this one? And you're putting the
you know,
bit sticks on and all that. She's like, this one hides it.
test
pretty
it on
good.
friends, not animals.
That's
That's kind of
it.
part of my shtick,
The movement. Be real with it.
Yeah, actually, somebody was just in the shop. Actually, that's partly why I was running a little behind schedule, because they come in, kind of right before we're gonna close, which I love. I don't.
We love all customers.
Hey, I don't
Yes.
discriminate. Anytime you
right.
want to call me at midnight, actually, I was sending an email. Somebody was laying in bed, on my phone, and somebody sent me an email at, I don't know, 10:45, 11 o'clock, and it's like, oh shit! Like instead of pushing it back, I'm gonna send it back right now. And of course, as a customer, they appreciate the prompt responses.
Going the extra mile.
So yeah, I mean, it's the little things. It's the little things.
It really
right?
is, but those little things get lost all the time.
It's true. It's true.
And people forget that you have someone here who's making all these amazing products. And when you support him, you're really supporting us and supporting each other, which is the exact movement that we're trying to do here, which is why I wanted to get you in here to show you off.
It's amazing. I mean, I'm super stoked to be here. I've seen some episodes. I've heard about it. I've just been anticipating my.
I'm very happy that you anticipated this. Now, did you anticipate me trying to get a Rolly Fingers going here?
I didn't, but I've got something for that.
I knew
I've
you
got
would.
something for that.
Should we
that
try it
will
right
help
now?
that.
Should we try it right now?
You certainly could.
Hey, boys, do you want to bring, which one is it?
It's one of those paper bags
Bring a
there.
paper bag up here.
Just random bags of
love this.
smelly goodness,
this is-
you
this
know?
is-
Have some Maggie slobber on them.
Oh,
No worries. That's great. That's great.
We're going to
Let's see
do a
what we got here.
live mustache roll.
Here we go.
This
we
is
got
so
some,
cool.
what do we got
So in case
here?
you're wondering at home how to use Uncle Mike's all natural products, this is what we're going to show
Gary's
you.
going to be the guinea pig. I mean, I
She
guess
really does
what I was going back to was someone came in and new customer, they were just kind of stopped by in the neighborhood, whatever, and hadn't really heard about it, and so of course I give them the big spiel and whatnot, and it's like, yeah, I mean, products developed for myself, for my family. My deodorant, one of our best-selling products, I literally was developing it when I was framing houses, working on the roof of a house in 40-degree weather, coming home, getting Amanda to give me the smell test,
that
and it was this
picture
blend that that I stuck with because it worked. You know, I came home and she gave me the thumbs up,
good.
the thumb of approval.
Yes, I'll
you know?
still
And it's
cuddle you
like,
tonight. Like, yes.
You know, let's.
This is
Apparently,
great.
I dug into that
Okay,
one
well, that's
already.
what we're
I
making
guess
sure.
that's
So
why.
how do I apply?
Just take a little, take a little scoop. Sometimes
a
you need a
scoop.
fingernail. You know, it's
And then
I kind of roll it around, warm it up a little bit, and then kind of work it in there.
doesn't
And
roll around enough.
no, that's okay. But yeah, it's and this is the beard balm, so it's not going to have as much hold as the whisker wax.
Whisker wax.
Had I have known you wanted to spin it
Hey,
up,
this was,
you
this
know,
was,
oh,
this
there you
just-
go.
This
That
just
that-
happened natural.
I mean,
this was an all
that
natural.
friggin' works pretty damn good.
We were talking about Raleigh fingers earlier with Coach Mazer, and as we were talking about, I just started putting in my Raleigh fingers mustache.
Amazing.
And then I put two and two together that you might be doing this, and I told you to bring some amazing products here for us to show off. What better way to show it off than doing it live?
There you go. A live application, folks.
That's it.
You can't make this stuff up. You can't script this. This is
And in a world where everyone talks about, you know, being safe with your products and not testing on animals and keeping things natural, when you can have a local guy that can guarantee that, and a local guy that you can cheer for, and a local guy that's just so damn nice, you gotta support it. How's that?
amazing. Amazing. I don't want to get too close. I might poke my eye out. You know, that's.
I'm sure Raleigh Fingers wouldn't have that problem because he didn't have the poke on the side. He had it rolled right up, but I don't want to
Yeah.
get too aggressive with it.
Yeah.
But I am very happy with how this is turning out.
Yeah.
So as far as your products go, anything you want to push right now? Anything that's coming up for summertime product stuff? I know I'm putting you on the spot here, but
Yeah,
just wanna let
I
everyone
mean,
know.
deodorant. Honestly, it's one of the ones that I'm most proud of.
So
I mean,
good.
we all stink. We all we need something. You know, as summer comes, we're gonna sweat a little more. Maybe we're getting a little more active outside. You know, chemical free. No phthalates. No aluminum. None of the crap that you're gonna find in all the other stuff.
That's so huge for me.
It is, man, and I think more people are kind of coming on to it. Like, I'm not just, even when I first started, people were like who's this kook, you know, creating this stuff in his basement? Like, what the hell is
mad
up with it?
scientist,
Yeah, and like
yeah.
even my buddies, you know, are like, I don't know, man. Like, it sounds a little hippy dippy, a little out there, you know, and it's cool to see those people kind of come full circle. They're like, oh shit, you weren't just
This is real.
you know, you weren't just yanking my crank kind of thing. It's like, no, dude, I'm doing this for the good of myself and my family, and then for the good of others when I turned it into a business kind of thing. So
That story has been repeated so many times in this building, and I always get to say, I went through the exact same thing. When I first started this dream and trying to build this, every single person said, dude, he's losing it.
yep,
Like,
Yep.
he is losing his mind. Someone has to save this guy. And every single time someone told me you can't do it, it just motivates you more,
oh,
right?
I think that's
Like,
just it,
dude,
right?
Watch me. It's like, yeah, I
Exactly.
want to, and it motivates you more.
Yep.
And to see a guy like you that has been doing it for so long is such a motivation for a guy like me with all this, because obviously it's not just like the financial pressures of trying to do it, but the mental anguish and anxiety you go through if you let these people get to your head at
Oh,
all.
for sure, and I think that's yeah. I mean, it's a friggin' roller coaster, you
It
know,
is.
of emotions, of financial,
Yeah.
of feelings. You know, do I want to do this? How am I going to do this? Is it going to work? You know, and you just kind of put your head down and bang it out.
You
You
just
know,
go,
you just
man.
keep
You
doing
just
it.
Go
and,
until, like you said, that's the biggest payoff is once we started getting actual like paying sponsors on here. It's
Yeah.
like, holy cow, people are believing in this.
that's huge. That's
We're doing
that's
it.
awesome. Well,
So it means the world to me to have guys like you come by and to be able to support you. So I'm going to keep
Well,
these bags up here. We're going to
for sure, yeah,
We're gonna
I-
get all these logos and stuff going on this desk so people can see all the people that are like a part of this and that have been a part of our lives for so long. And just it's so exciting to have that. Now, real quick, any punk shows coming up we should know about?
Dayglow Abortions. They seem to play.
got a big ass truck.
I mean, I will go every time they come. They actually
Dayglow
played on
so
my
good.
birthday last year,
Get out of here.
which was amazing.
Did they sing happy birthday to you?
They didn't, but I had a good chat with Creedon, with Murray outside, you know, before the show, and that was pretty neat. So they seem to be kind of on schedule for a May show, which I think it's like the 23rd.
I
so
would
it's like
love
a
to
week
join
after.
You know,
Yeah.
I haven't been to a Dayglow show yet.
No.
Isn't that sad?
Oh my gosh,
Like,
Gary.
what's it? Death Rays 2000? Is that
Yep.
the album?
Yep.
That was like the only album I ever really knew, and I quoted all the time. And it's like, man, if I miss another Dayglow show, I'm not a punk rock fan.
It's, you know, and Murray, like, he's going through some health stuff right now, too. So, I mean, all these guys, right? We've been listening to them for 30 years, 30 plus
that's why
years, whatever.
We talk about it always, going to these punk shows. Always, it's like just a big reunion for all the punkers in town, and we're all just super old now.
Yeah, it's amazing. And what I have to realize is that, like, not that I necessarily feel old, but, like, we're getting there, you know? And, like, okay, I started listening to them at 12, 13, 14, 15, and they were in their 20s. So, I mean, they've got 10, 20 years on us. So if I don't go this time, there may not be another show next time, you know? It was, I mean, this was a few years ago, but SNFU came through, and it was shortly after that we lost, you know,
you want to talk about like the epitome of punk rock, that dude.
And I mean, Canadian punk rock, but also like globally, right? Like he was one of the greatest showmen, you know. I mean, in the punk rock scene.
I still have a playlist right now with "Drunk on a Bike" and "Rusty Rake" on there, and I still think about like you say, those formative years where you hear these bands. And this is another reason why I love you stopping by, because you're Uncle Mike with your all natural products, but you're also punk rock legend, Uncle Mike, right? Like, you're the guy who's always pushing the boys. Like, we got to get to these shows, man. You got to do it. And we can always find reasons and times not to. And I'm trying to get out of that sort of funk where it's like, why won't you go? Just go. Like you said, you might not be able to do it again.
I think that's why. I mean, I went through the same thing. Like, you know, you get married, you settle down, you have kids, you come up with excuses, you start a business. There's always an excuse not to go, right? And it's, you know, now a little older, you know, whatever. Wife's happy when I leave the house, kind of thing. And
pushing me out the door.
Yeah, you know, and you know, kids will miss me for an hour, and then whatever, they move on, or really 5 minutes, maybe they miss me now. But yeah, and so I definitely make an effort now, especially to go, because you know, everyone's getting older. They're not going to be touring for much longer. B, what the hell else do I do for a social time, you know? And guaranteed I'm going to go see a band that I really enjoy, and I know I'm going to see buddies there. So that's
the punk
a
rock
great
community
thing
in this city, man. So strong. Again, the same people that were there when you were 15 are still there.
Yep.
Like that Lagwagon show was a great example of that.
It was great. It was great.
So much fun. So with this place, and real quick, because I know you're talking about your connections with these guys, and you know these people in these bands. We're in the middle of trying to make this a stop, like an actual stop for bands on tour, where they can come in between sound check and before they hit the stage, because you know there's that dead time, about 4 or 5 hours, where they're just got to figure out something to do in town. So you stop by the studio, we talk about where they're going next, tell us about the band, tell us what's up, what they're doing, and I would love to bring punk rock bands through here as well. So if you ever hear anybody coming through and they need a place to stop, just pass it along, and we'll bring them in here, and you and I it could be like a punk rock show.
That would be amazing.
Right?
That would be amazing.
So pass that along as well to all our friends in those bands. Oh, my goodness. Have you ever played the piano before?
Very briefly.
Back? Yeah.
Maybe 30.
Let's go ahead and get Frankie's fingers going here. And now you're not going to be able to hear this, but if you just start to pretend as we play ourselves out. So at the end of every show, we got my buddy Von Trask's grandpa, who recorded this amazing little piano part. So you can just start pretending to play now. Look at it go. That's him. It's our first ever guest playing us out. I like this. I guess Brooksy did the other night. Our first ever bearded guest. All right, now you're playing too loud. You got to bring it in. Yeah, because the thumping comes through. There it is. What a great show. Thank you to everybody involved, including Ethan, my boy, a.k.a. the Dragon. He's got a new nickname now. He's the Dragon. Great job in there. Noah, we don't have a nickname for you. It'll come naturally. I love you, buddy. Thank you. LB, you're my everything. You know that, and I appreciate you so damn much. Thank you for making sure we get up and on each and every day. To Coach Mazer, live from the hospital. He did an interview from his hospital bed. He just got like a cathartial artery thing going up his groin to his heart. Yeah, it's crazy stuff, but he pulled
dedication.
It off. So
that's impressive.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you to him. And you want to talk about a great wife? She was sitting there right beside him.
Oh.
And so she was cheering him on the whole time, which is, again, Sarah, we love you. To Royal Anders, my man, introducing himself to the team. He's Mr. Everything around here with all of the computer stuff, like you see with those graphic overlays. That's all him. He's a genius with all that stuff. And to this man, one of my oldest friends, Uncle Mike, To you and yours, thank you so much for stopping by. It means the world, and we're going to get you by here more and more as this
Amazing.
thing grows.
I love it.
I can't wait to get this punk rock talk going.
Yeah.
It's going to be very fun. Too, so.
That is always exciting. Thank you.
Thank you. That's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. for another edition of your show. Until then, please remember to be kind to each other. Karma is oh so real. And it's time to start caring about other people besides yourself again, all right? That's very important, because once you do that, everything comes full circle and people start caring about you, right?
Very true.
Common
Very
sense
true.
stuff. That's what we're all about. Have a great hump day, and you take care. Woo! And now we turn around like this, and we...